Guys, Kyle from One Up Adventures, and I'm here to talk to you about the Fly products. I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks today to make your life a little bit easier when owning one of these units. For the reserve pocket, this one's a little bit different than other units. Some other units have a zip-in pocket where you have a zipper, then you have some Velcro, and then it would go over the bar. On the Fly products, you actually have these little buckles here. And it's great because there's 4 of them, so there is actually still free air movement, and you can still reach your hand underneath of the reserve pocket while taking off. If you have to reach underneath in order to get into your seat, you're able to do that with this being here. Another great thing about the reserve being the way it is that a lot of these reserve pockets, once you remove that pocket that's there and put the reserve, you lose a side pocket. In the Fly products unit, you don't. You still have a side pocket on the left and the right side, as well as a built-in mirror that's underneath the seat. So next we're going to go over the sizing of the harness. They come in several different sizes: small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large. And a really good rule of thumb is you don't want to go too small and you don't want to go too big, but luckily these are super adjustable, so you're able to adjust them for your size accordingly. On the side, you're going to see a sizing. This one is a medium large. I'm 130 pounds, give or take, and I fly the medium large. I could also fly the small. I've also flown an XL, so they really fit kind of the majority of the group. For adjusting the harness to go from a medium to a large, it's actually very simple. Obviously the shoulder straps adjust super easily just by pulling up and down on them. However, the bottom where the seat board goes, there's actually a zipper which actually creates the harness from being taller to shorter. So it goes from a medium to a large. The bars are actually spread out a little bit more wide than the average bars are spread out, only by about an inch or so, which gives you the ability to fit in there if you're a bigger person. One of the other things we're going to talk about is these pins. So you have 3 of these pins on the motor. They are in the swing arms, one on each swing arm, and the other one holds the top of your harness on. And I'm going to show you how to put those in correctly, because there is a correct way to put them in and there is a wrong way. And if you put them in the wrong way, they won't fail you, but they will have a chance, if they were to come off, to go through your prop. So when you're putting the swing arm on, you want to make sure it's straight before you put it on. So you can hold it up, look at the harness, make sure it's straight. Slide this on. Now once this is on, it's just simple pins. This slides off really easy. Now all we'll do is put the pin in. It's in. Your swing arm is on, and that's it. You just have to make sure that this is facing towards the pilot. Another great feature about the Fly Products harness is that you have several different mounting points here, and this is where you would mount the back of the harness to the frame. So right now it's set up for someone who's a little bit shorter like me, so we would actually set it up here so the harness is pulled up a little bit higher. But if I were to set it up on the next notch, this would be someone who's taller than me. So now if we just take this and slide it on, simply slide it on the frame. And you always want this pin, you want this push part of the pin to be on the back side of the frame. Slide it through, and we'll take the little locking end, slide it on, push the pin, and it's on. Our harness is ready to go. So here's a great adjustment on the harness, is that there's this little, I guess you could call it a hugging piece on the harness. It kind of cups your body better, and you can leave it as loose or as tight as you want, but all you have to do, you can do it on the ground or while in flight, is pull on this and it will actually snug it closer to your body. And you can adjust it in a hang simulator or while in flight if you're comfortable, and it just kind of gives it a better form fit to your body. Putting on your harness, a lot of harnesses will differ, and everyone has personal preferences on how tight or loose their leg straps are. Personally, when I buckle this thing up, these just hang down like a normal harness, and when you go down for each of them, just simply buckle them in. But you'll see how these are very, very loose. I can get both my arms in here. I can get a lot of stuff in here. But that's the way I like to keep them. You can tighten them up, but I have found that when I personally fly, I like to leave them nice and loose like this. It's great for getting in my seat and out of my seat. The seat just kind of scoops me in. There again, this may differ based on your body height, body size. The chest strap is a little bit different. You don't want this loose. You actually want this somewhat snug, but you don't want it pulling your bars together, and you don't want it flopping around. Your chest strap, you don't want this too tight, too loose. This one's really personal preference. Tighten this up. We're ready to go.